Are you ready?
Bow to the customizers.
Break it down!
It's JPD. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Custom Figure Podcast. This is going to be an abbreviated episode. We're going to get back to customs of the week and everything in the next episode, in episode 22. But this one, we have a very special returning guest. I'm going to call him actually my co-host for this episode because we're going to go over some stuff from San Diego Comic-Con. Luke Porter from Luke's Toy Store. Welcome back, my friend. How are you?
Doing awesome. Great to be back. Thanks for having me on again.
Of course. So the reason that we're doing this, guys, it's a little bit of an escape from custom figures, but I think everybody who listens also just likes toys. So hopefully this will be enjoyable to you. We do a lot of wrestling on here, as everybody knows, and we've done some Minimates as well. AEW now making Minimates, or Minimates now making AEW, I guess I should say, is kind of worlds colliding, which is great for me. I think you like it as well, sir. I think I can speak for you on that. And then, so I figure we need to cover that as well as some other cool stuff that was shown just recently at Comic-Con. So
yeah, absolutely. We're still riding the high from that because a lot of this stuff was even announced as recently as yesterday. Based on the recording.
Yep. All right. So starting us off here, we have a list of all of the different properties, all of the different licenses that Diamond Select Toys, who makes Minimates, is working with. They didn't show all of these as Minimates. I don't have every single one covered in this slideshow, but Invincible, Gargoyles, Bruce Lee, AEW, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Cobra Kai, Uncharted, Godzilla, Power Rangers, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Lord of the Rings, Avatar: Last Airbender, and Pacific Rim. So Minimates, Diamond Select doing a lot of stuff. And I just also realized that I don't think Marvel's on that list.
Marvel's not on here. And then
that's a weird list.
There's one new one to add to this list where we haven't seen any product for it, just an announcement, and that is the Dungeons and Dragons classic cartoon. Diamond has license for that.
All right, I missed that news, so that's pretty neat as well. It's weird that Marvel's not on this list. You know, I screenshotted this from a website, and I wonder if maybe it said, in addition to Marvel, they also have all this stuff, because that's a pretty big one. Cool. So
technically, I guess Diamond does have the Star Wars license. They only do a few.
That's true.
Statues from it, though. They don't do any other product.
Yeah. Eventually, we'll get those Minimates. I hope.
Oh God, I hope so.
It would be awesome. All right. So, starting us off here, I put in a couple, like we talked about right before we started recording. I put in a couple that are non-Minimates just to show people all of the cool stuff that Diamond Select is doing. I don't know about you, Luke. I love Lord of the Rings, and to see this was one of my favorite 2-packs that Toy Biz did back in the day. Lurtz and Boromir from Fellowship of the Rings. So I tossed this in selfishly because I thought it was so cool. But I just want to show people these are like deluxe 6-7 inch action figures that are super detailed. I don't own any yet. Do you have any of these, Luke, by any chance? I don't know if you.
I don't, but I love seeing them. Diamond's been killing it with the sculpts. They did make Lord of the Rings Minimates back in the day. They were a weird scale. The human and orc figures were 2.5 inch, and then the Hobbit, as smaller figures, the Hobbits were 2 inch. So they don't quite blend in with other Minimate lines due to that scale difference. But I have them all. They look amazing.
They're great, and I keep all of mine on a separate shelf, so like you don't have to worry about like Wolverine being very tiny compared to Gandalf. But you know, it's pretty cool. They're great stuff. So I just wanted to show that. Again, guys, so I don't think I mentioned it. We are obviously, this is an audio podcast. We're doing a video portion of this on YouTube. So if you're listening on audio, you have to imagine Lurtz and Boromir looking awesome right now. but come check it out on YouTube as well. You'll be able to see these pictures. I put this one in as well just to kind of show a different type of thing. It's a bust statue of the Crow. It can't rain all the time. And you got a little bit of Uncharted in the background there. Just like you said, these sculpts are amazing. Diamond
Yeah, I used to, back in the day, I collected the McFarlane movie Maniacs line. So I had the Crow 7-inch figure from back then.
Yep. Yeah.
I've always loved the character. I think Hot Toys or Sideshow just released a detailed 12-inch figure of him, which I didn't put in pre-order, but it looks great.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I made it's probably one I should remake probably 10, 12 years ago. I don't even know how long now. I made a Crow Minimate, like just kind of painted up the face a little bit, very basic parts. I should probably remake it, but it's still in my collection. I enjoy it. These sparked my interest. This is the first I had seen of these. I forget what they're called. They're like counter toys or something like that. They seem to be, I don't know if you might have a little more info on these, Luke. They seem to be smaller from what I can tell. But they're basically little non-articulated figurines. We got the Ninja Turtles here, comic book look. So they all have the red masks on and everything. But they're on these little like sewer platforms. I guess they're not all sewer. Some of them are street. But I put these in because there's a couple different ones. We have the Ninja Turtles there. PVC counter display. PVC figures counter display. So I don't know. But Splinter, and then you got Shredder. And then we got some Cobra Kai ones as well, which look really cool. And more Cobra Kai, I believe that is. And then we got some Lord of the Rings ones. And they all kind of have the ring on the bottom, which is very cool. So I just thought this was Diamond Select branching out a little bit. I figured I would kind of just toss that out there. Looks like $8.99 price point. Deforms, maybe that's the name of the. Do you know anything about these, Luke?
I don't. Based on the size of those cards versus the size of those cards next to Minimates that I've seen, it looks like these would be about 4 inches tall.
Sure. Yeah.
They got a cool style on them, though. I can see these being easy pickups for people who are fans of the license. Just a little extra stuff for them to pick up at the comic shop.
Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, I can see this right now, like Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas. Just having those three on my shelf would look pretty cool. So I like that. That's cool. And now we get into the meat of things here, starting off with Sting and CM Punk, the Minimates. These were hard to get. I was not able to pick up one. Luke, could you give us a little info here? I don't know if you have info. Are these going to be available elsewhere, or was that it? Was that the limited release? So
with a lot of Comic-Con exclusives, usually they are offered to retailers in advance. Sure. As a retailer, I can speak to that. You put in the amount you'd like to order, and almost always your order is cut in half at least because of how exclusive things are. With this particular set, though, this was actually exclusive to the Diamond booth itself and was not offered to retailers. I did hear that Diamond reserved some extras to put up on their own website for sale later. So I won't be able to carry these in my store, but the Diamond Select Toys website should have them.
Yeah. And I can speak to it in the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast Facebook group. Somebody posted when these went up for sale. I don't know if it was through the Diamond website or through a Comic-Con thing or whatever it was, but they had a few on sale. And I said, oh, this should be easy to grab because with wrestling fans, not a ton of them are into Minimates. It was sold out by the time I got there, and I saw it posted a minute or two before. So this is going to be a tough one.
I think that's a good sign for the license. And this was
100%.
This was the very first thing from this license that they showed before we even saw any Minimates. We saw these.
Yeah.
I'm always going to say it wrong. I always want to call them Vinamates because they're vinyl figures, but I always say it wrong. They're Vinimates. We saw
this was topic of discussion on one of your videos recently on Facebook. Yeah, I was kind of laughing to myself, and I never considered them being called Vinamates. Is that how you say it?
That's how I always said it.
That's how you've always said it.
Correct.
So I never considered it because I just rhymed it with Minimates right away, right? But then once you said it, I was like, that actually makes total sense. So I get it. I get why you said it. I don't know.
And
but,
it's great seeing Sting here because we've seen the first 2 sets of the Minimates revealed, and Sting is not in either of those. And even though this is a special outfit for him, it's still nice to be able to see him like this so we can tell how he's going to look as a Minimate, probably in the 3rd or 4th set, I would imagine.
Yeah, I would have to guess that he's going to be in there pretty quickly. So speaking of, Minimates and things, we move along here. This isn't the most clear picture, but it gives you kind of a wider shot. So they're doing these statues first, or not first, but they're doing these statues also, which are just super detailed. You got the CM Punk here sitting crisscross applesauce, as I tell my kids at work, and he's doing the microphone promo like that, which is actually very famous from his days in WWE when he did the pipe bomb promo, I believe it's called, and he just kind of sat at the entrance, like just giving his thoughts just like this, which I don't know that he's done this in AEW. I might be wrong, but it's interesting that they chose that, and it looks great. I wasn't going to get these, but I might have to get this one. So very cool. And then you got Jon Moxley with the AEW title kind of propped up on a guardrail there, looking gnarly. These are really cool though. These are really cool. Do you ever sell anything like this through your store, Luke, or would this be something we would go to Diamond Select for, or maybe another retailer?
We've tried expanding to other products, but historically they haven't done well for us. So we just focus on Minimates and Vinimates.
I don't blame you at all. All right, cool. Yeah, so these look great. I mean, the details there, very cool. So this is, for me, it's like the main event right here. We've got the 2, I'll go back and forth here. We've got the 2 sets. So I should have put this one first because this one's coming out first, which I just pre-ordered on lukestoystore.com, guys. You should go do the exact same thing. I think it's slated for December, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I could see it possibly actually not coming out till January. The release date is December 28th. So
fair enough.
That tells me, it might be January, but December, January timeframe.
So I'm not going to be able to play with these on Christmas morning, I guess, but that's okay. I'll wait. But yeah, these are great. I have the promo picture here, so we'll go back to the Comic-Con ones, but you got Britt Baker, who is the pretty much the women's wrestler in AEW right now. She's kind of the top of, she's not the champion, ironically, but she's the top of the women's division for sure. She's the face of it. You got Kenny Omega, who looks great. The detail on the tights, the hairpiece, that looks like a new hairpiece to me, correct?
I have not seen that one used before.
No, me neither. It looks cool. And then you got CM Punk, all those tattoos, and then Jericho with the tattoos as well. Very cool.
I love the detail on these. The detail is amazing, and it seems to be a step up from the detail we've seen in the past. The likenesses are great, and even a great thing about this promo image is one thing you don't see from Diamond very often in their promo images is the accessories. Usually you don't know what accessories you're getting until the set comes out. But here we see the folding chair, we see the broken table, and I'm so glad that they're making that a focus of how much fun these are going to be.
Yep. And the I'm still like just kind of blown away by the table. I can't wait to like do some sort of mini-mate photography with somebody getting power bombed through a table or something like that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll backtrack here. So again, these are the Comic-Con pictures. And you see it looks like CM Punk has the, I don't know if you knew this, Luke, he did a dog collar match recently against MJF. And to me, that's what that accessory looks like, is like the dog chain type of thing. So I don't know for sure, but that's my guess. Britt Baker's got a bat in hand. That, in my opinion, was probably supposed to go in Chris Jericho's hand. Makes a little more sense, wrestling wise, but that's okay. Looks great. Still we get a bat. It's cool. And then series 2, which I believe I saw was slated. Is it slated for January, this one, or is this later? Because I thought
this one, we don't have a lot of info about it yet.
Okay.
I believe the card behind them, I believe it did say January.
That's where I think I saw that.
Yeah, so they'll probably go up for pre-order next month. And so this one is Hangman Page, John Moxley, Orange Cassidy, and Adam Cole.
Yep.
And I love the ladder accessory. Yeah. I got so excited when I saw that.
Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, and they all look great. Unfortunately, this picture is not the best. If I can find another one, maybe I'll edit it in. But yeah, Adam Cole is a pretty basic look. Like, he just wears kind of darker trunks, your average kind of wrestling outfit. And then Hangman's got a little bit more detail. He's got that nice vest, which is removable, I believe, right? It looks removable
like it, yeah.
to me. Yeah. And then you got Moxley, who has a jacket on, and it looks like he has that alternate torso there as well, so he can do the shirtless wrestling look as well. And then Orange Cassidy is a complete layup. He's just such a chill, cool guy, and just has this like kind of like I don't care attitude. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He wrestles, he puts his hands in his pockets while he wrestles sometimes, and he does a thumbs up that's like half a thumbs up, like he's too lazy to put it all the way up, so he just does. So kids love him. He's probably one of the most over wrestlers in the company, so to put him in the second series, I'm gonna go off a little bit here. There's a few big name wrestlers that do not appear in these sets. The Young Bucks, who are executive vice presidents for the company, so I would expect to see them in series 3. MJF, who has been a big name since day one. Darby Allin, same type of thing. Sting, as we talked about before, I would expect to see all of those guys in series 3 or 4. But to me, it seems like pretty quickly we're going to amass like a nice little collection of wrestling mini-mates here. Should be.
Yeah, I haven't taken the plunge into AEW yet. I think I mentioned the last time I was here, I'm kind of an old school WWE, WCW fan, but just seeing these, this usually happens with Minimates. Minimates come out. I love the designs. It's like, okay, I need to check out what these are from. So I'm probably going to take the dive into AEW. There you go. This. I did check out the roster. Yeah. So just based on the stuff I already love, I am hoping to see Sting. Yeah. If they ever get into announcers, which I don't know how deep this line's going to go, I'd love to have a Jim Ross mini-mate.
Oh man, a Jim Ross mini-mate and even a Tony Schiavone mini-mate. I think you probably know him from WCW days, right? Yeah. Those would be really cool. They actually have their first figures from Jazzwares in the 6-7 inch line there coming out, I think, in October. They're going to be Ringside Collectibles exclusives.
Hey, someone commented on one of my posts about this, that Jazzwares had released an Owen Hart figure. It was it had the AEW logo on it, and it was Owen Hart in his pre-WWE outfit. So if that's a possibility for this line, I would love to have an Owen Hart mini-made.
He's in my all-time top 3, and Jericho is as well. So it's Brett in no specific order. Brett, Jericho, and Owen for me. I don't see Brett coming out of this line, but if we got a Jericho and an Owen out of this line, Minimates is probably one of my all-time favorite licenses. I would be a happy camper. I would be a very happy camper. So that's a good thought, because they do have the rights to do certain looks from him. So we'll see. But yeah, very cool. Obviously, this is the thing that I'm most excited about. I think I've been wanting wrestling mini mates for a long time. We talked a lot about your custom wrestling mini mates. We've talked a little bit about mine as well, and it's just, I know we can't really get into like WWE from this line, but there's still just so much potential. And like, honestly, you look at that torso, that spare torso for John Moxley, or even Adam Cole's torso, like pretty plain torsos. Those are going to be, people are going to be able to make some wrestling customs pretty easily. So I'm excited about it. It's cool. Yeah. So these are great. All right, moving, even though I don't want to, we'll move along from wrestling. We have the Series 2 Power Rangers Minimates, which should be, I think it just says coming soon on the card. Is that correct?
Yeah, these haven't been listed
yeah.
yet, so I would expect these to be released in January or February. And the nice part about these is combined with the first set, then it completes the team. You get all the color Rangers.
Yep. And it looks to me, the first set, the box art, it looks like you'll be able to put the next set right next to it, because you get like the leg of the Red Ranger on the first set, so it looks like you put it together and it'll be a nice little piece of artwork.
Yeah,
so
it will. And the first set is out now, and they are really nice, high quality Minimates. I played around with them, and not only are the figure themselves great, but you get like every possible configuration of their weapons included as accessories.
Especially that one that I didn't expect, which is also pictured here, that I forget what they called it, but when they combined them all together and they had that like mega weapon, you know, when I saw that, when I opened it up, I guess I didn't notice it in the tray shots before I got mine from your website, lukestoystore.com, cheap plug. I was so psyched. I was like, no way that they put this in there, because the detail on there, like every single little bit was painted. And I have Lightning Collection ones from Hasbro, which are, you know, the 6-inch figures, and they're great. They have a lot of detail. I'm going to argue and say that the Minimate weapons actually have more detail painted on there than the bigger ones. That's my opinion. But yeah, so this one, we get the White Ranger, we get the Red Ranger, the Yellow Ranger, and the Black Ranger. And I have to say, I don't think I put all of these in here. No, I didn't. But the face likenesses on these, I'm impressed by. The ones in the other set were pretty good. I thought Kimberly looked a little off, in my opinion, but this Trini looks perfect. Absolutely perfect. So very good. I'm very excited. And then I'm super excited about these too. And I think these are up for pre-order, I believe I saw, right?
Yeah, and these should be coming pretty soon. These will be one of the next sets we receive. I'd expect them to hit in about 4 to 5 weeks. These are the 4-inch Minimates. Yep.
And what a layup to do the Megazord and the Dragon Zord as Minimates and have them, I mean, you're not going to have them be to scale. They'd probably be like 20 inches tall if they were to scale, but to have them be bigger than the Minimates is great. So
yeah, and even like for a lot of my shelves, it's just nice to have a little bit bigger display item behind. It's like to have a Stay Puft Man behind the Ghostbusters. It just really it adds to it a lot.
Yeah. Do you have a Minimate Stay Puft Man behind yours?
I do. I've got the Comic-Con exclusive one where he's got like some holes burning in him.
Oh, nice. That's so cool. I don't have a Minimate for that. I just have the Minimates, and they're all kind of lined up. But that would look cool, because having them be much bigger, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, these look great. Very excited about it. I'm excited that he has the sword. I feel like there haven't been a lot of Minimates that have accessories.
Right. They rarely do. They're usually, depending on the license, most of them don't move at all. Some of the licenses, the head can rotate.
Sure.
And even these, you can see, if you didn't know they were based on the Minimate design, you wouldn't really be able to tell. But
it's true.
They've got little touches just in the proportions and everything where you still would look good with the Minimates.
Yep. It's it makes me think of the tanks that you put up at the last sale that you did. where they weren't, those weren't Minimate tanks, but the proportion, like the boxiness, blockiness of them look good with Minimates. So
Yeah, I call it the deformed style.
yeah, there you go. That's perfect. I like it. So yeah, it's very cool. And then all right, so moving right along. I love GI Joes. I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert. So if you would like to lead the charge with some of these, but I was very excited to see some new sets of GI Joes coming along too.
Yeah, this is series 1. These should also be coming soon, probably 4 to 5 weeks.
Yep.
These are going to be Diamond's first attempt at the single carded figure.
Yeah,
in like
I'm
the
excited.
Funko single carded style. And because Diamond's done single Minimates in the past, but they've always been boxed, like blind boxed or boxed with a window on it. These are actually going to be on vintage GI Joe cards, so it's going to look really cool.
That's cool. So I have a question about that. Are these sold as a set and each one is individually carded, or are they sold individual?
It's going to be all 4 carded figures together in a Foot Locker style ammunition box.
Oh, okay, cool. Very cool. I like that. That's awesome. They look great. And this one is the one that honestly I think I'm going to be quicker to buy this one.
This is series 2. These are also going to be individually carded.
Yeah.
And so you'll see there was a Comic-Con exclusive set last year. It was called the Real American Hero box sets. And so there is a little bit of character overlap, but they are in different outfits. Like this Cobra Commander is in a different outfit than the one from that set. So yeah, I'm happy to have 2. I know you have to headline a set like this with Cobra Commander, but I think for me, the real highlight of this set is Destro. He just looks so cool as a Minimate.
They just look so cool. Obviously, very toyetic line. I mean, it's GI Joe, of course. So very excited about that. And these ones should be up soon, you said?
This set is up for pre-order, I believe.
This one is
out in October.
Oh, awesome. All right, there you go. So
and this is one thing that was missing from the Diamond panel this year is we had heard rumblings that they were going to announce series 3 and 4, and then they didn't end up announcing that. So I'm hoping that we get that announcement soon on who's going to be in those waves. But that's one thing that just didn't happen at this Comic-Con.
Yep. Well, hopefully soon. And then I'm excited. I haven't pulled the trigger on any Transformer Minimates just yet. But I'm going to be kicking myself as I start to catch up pretty soon, I think. So very excited about these. They look very cool. I think I might have I have a couple different pictures here. Did you have any info about release dates and stuff for these?
So series 2 just came out.
Okay.
And it's amazing. It has Megatron Blaster, Soundwave. I freaking love it. Yeah. The next set that's going to come out, there was supposed to be a Comic-Con exclusive 4-pack.
Yes.
That did not get finished by the factory in time.
Is that this?
Yes. So these figures have been released as Minimates, but they were in a very metallic paint scheme where apparently this Comic-Con set is going to be in more of a cartoon paint scheme. And then the last photo you had with Galvatron, that's series 3.
Yep.
That one is going to be, I believe, also October, November timeframe. This one's more from the kind of Transformers movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Got Starscream with his crown on.
Yeah.
And then if you go back to that first shot, that set has not been solicited yet. That's going to be series 4, also based on a Transformers movie. This one might have me the most excited yet because when I was a kid, Hot Rod was my second favorite Minimates, only after Optimus Prime. I was so happy to see Hot Rod. He's got the Matrix of Leadership there. Some people were a little creeped out by the dead Optimus Prime with his chest opened up. I think it's freaking cool. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. So I mean, it's awesome. It's very cool. If they were creeped out by that, they probably didn't collect the Walking Dead Minimates with the guts and stuff following them, very cool stuff. And then we get into the Marvel stuff. So this came just before Comic-Con, I believe this was announced, right? Maybe a few days.
Yeah.
So I loved this. The What If series was so cool, and I'm a big zombie fan. So that was probably one of my favorite episodes of it, and it is very cool, very cool. So it's one of the 6-packs. Do you have any info on when this is released or going up for pre-order?
This one is up for pre-order now.
Oh, it is. Okay.
We're looking at a late November
Cool
release date. It's going to be in the hexagon style packaging that last year's Comic-Con
that's
were
very
in.
cool. Yeah.
So it won't be in the new Marvel 6-pack packaging. This one will be that previous style. It's actually a 40th anniversary of Diamond Comics exclusive.
Okay. Yep.
So they released a bunch of products celebrating that, including this set. And I think this set's actually really timely because at Comic-Con, they announced a Marvel Zombies Disney Plus show.
Yes. Yeah. That's awesome. That's very cool. And so this is also cool because they used to make the Marvel Zombies Minimates based off of the comic. And correct me if I'm wrong, you probably have more information than I do on this, but they weren't for a long time able to make any of the good guys as zombies, right? Is that correct?
Yes, they released a 4-pack and a 2-pack that included some heroes, and then after that, the Marvel license changed, and they were no longer able to make heroes as zombies. So they released a villains zombie pack. But this is a nice return to form for seeing those heroes in zombies.
Yeah, it's very cool, very cool, and they all look great. They all look really cool. And I think I have a couple more here, which I kept the whole screenshot in there, taken from Luke's Instagram. So everybody can go follow Luke314Pi on Instagram. And this is the next Marvel Minimates 6-pack, which is the Young Avengers. So
it's like the Fantastic Four set that's coming out here in a couple days. Kind of a 7-pack, because that one you get a little Herbie figure that doesn't move. This one is kind of a 7-pack. You get Pizza Dog, but it's cool because I mean, obviously Diamond was kind of thinking of the Disney Plus shows when they put this together, that not only have people been asking for a Young Avengers Minimates for years, but here you get Kate Bishop, you get America Chavez right out of the Marvel movies and Disney shows. And then you also get Hulkling, you get Kid Loki, and then I believe the other two are Wiccan and Marvel Boy.
Nice. Cool. Yeah,
there they are.
So there.
Some people thought that was Speed, that you had, the two brothers there, Wiccan and Speed.
Sure.
That's actually Marvel Boy. Their costumes are actually really similar.
Yeah, that's awesome though. And I mean, I'm not super familiar with this show, but this is one that I think I'll probably buy, if nothing else. A, I'll probably become a fan of the show and want them anyways, but B, the parts look great. Like these wings look super cool. The dog is super cool. So I'm sure, that cape piece and everything looks pretty cool. So that's, I like that just for that type of stuff.
These are comic based. They're based on the recent comic.
Oh, the comic. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if I missed too many pictures. I know I didn't include all the pictures of the larger figures and things that Diamond put out there. Here, I can stop sharing. I don't know if you had any others that we should touch on that maybe I missed.
The only other thing that came out of the announcements, there was no image associated with it, is that Diamond is also getting back into Ninja Turtle Minimates. They're going to be releasing a Turtles 4-pack.
Okay.
So that Transformers set we showed, that was going to be a Comic-Con exclusive in the cartoon colors. That's going to be in the VHS style packaging.
Right. Yeah.
Where it's the old school VHS cassettes would have this package that opened like a book. I've got a couple of them for some really old movies, and this new Ninja Turtle set is going to be that style. We don't know much else about it other than that.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they canceled those Minimate waves that were based off of like the old animated series, and you had like that classic look of Rocksteady and Bebop and all those. I'm really hoping that maybe that means we're going to get those finally, because I would
love to see those make a return. They look so good, and the pre-orders just went out there.
Yeah, that's such a bummer. Such a bummer. So we'll see. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm excited for a lot of things to come. Like you said, like with that Minimates 2-pack for the AEW, like such a good sign for the line and everything. And the licenses that they have for, you know, obviously we've been talking about AEW a lot, Transformers, Power Rangers, now Ninja Turtles coming back, of course, Marvel. They just have so many good nostalgic lines that these like 30s guys are going to want to collect, you know. So it's very, very cool, and I think now is a perfect time for people to get into Minimates, where, you know, like I said, I was on your website right before this and I pre-ordered the AEW set, and of course I'm scrolling around looking at other stuff that you have on there, and there's some good deals, man. I think I missed a Sabretooth. I didn't need it anyways, but if I saw it at this price, was it $3? Is that what I
Yeah,
saw?
a lot. We're having our 13-year anniversary sale right now. We've got over 1,500 things on sale, and a lot of stuff like half price or less.
Yeah, and man, I'll tell you, I've been collecting these for a long time, as you have, and I'm sure we both have spent a lot of money on single Minimates before to fill holes in our collections that maybe we have missed or whatever it was. So anybody who listens to this knows the way that collecting goes and knows the way the secondary market can go. So I'm telling everybody right now, I think Minimates are going to be making a big comeback soon, and get in it now because they're just going to get more expensive, in my opinion. So, you know,
I think this past year, just starting with G.I. Joe and Transformers, it's the best the brand has been doing in several years.
Yeah, it's very true.
And even little touches, like even the packaging, they're making it, I'd say, more collector friendly. Where like in the past, you'd get these packages that you couldn't really stand them on a shelf, and sometimes the glue wasn't good enough and the bubble would come off. But like the new Power Rangers set, you get the great artwork on the front, and the flap opens and it's magnetic. It's just those little touches, like this magnetic thing on.
I didn't notice it was magnetic, but that's awesome. That's cool.
The G.I. Joe one was Velcro. The Power Rangers one is magnetic. It's like
so cool
improvements along the way.
Yeah, and that Power Rangers one is like for sure one of the best boxes I've seen, and I'm biased because I love Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but it looks great, and I'm so excited about those single carded G.I. Joes. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we've heard rumors for AEW that they potentially might get into 2-packs eventually. We've heard rumors that they have looked into potentially doing a ring for Minimates, which, if you guys have been collecting those Luke's custom Minimates, you're going to need that. I mean, obviously. So very exciting on all fronts there.
I would love to see a ring. That would be so much fun.
Yeah. Imagine them doing like a little ring play set, maybe with like a steel cage and a few exclusive Minimates. Like, oof, that just tickles me pink. I'm excited. That's cool. And so another thing I wanted to toss out there that you and I have been talking about since I got my Luke's order in recently, you tossed in a little free goodie for me. You tossed in a larger scale size of the new gen neon light entrance, which I ordered one for my Minimates, which is great. And it's a perfect scale. And I think maybe you have like one left on your website right now for those. So everybody rush over there now and try to scoop that up. But you told me that you've been toying around with the idea of putting these larger ones up that are almost perfect size for Hasbro, for like a backdrop, for something like that. I don't think there's a lot of people playing with their Hasbros, but I gotta say, when I was like toying around with this, if I was a kid and I had this little piece of like foam board, this would have taken my Hasbro Fed to the next level, man. I always wished I had a little entrance. So it's a little technically short, but if you prop it up on something behind the figures, it looks perfect. They basically would, if they were using it as an entrance, they'd just have to duck a little bit. There'd be like a little like don't pump your head sign, but but yeah, it looks really, really cool. It's super like I put it behind a bunch of my Hasbros on the shelf, and it's like they're all pouring out of the entrance now. It's so cool. So
Yeah,
cool.
when I was a kid, I collected a ton of the old school
Yeah.
Hasbro figures, and
Yeah.
I made my own entrance and
Mhm.
walkway and barriers just out of cardboard. They probably
Yeah.
looked like crap, but when I was a kid, I wanted that so bad. And
Yeah.
this one was actually a happy accident. I made
Sure.
the Minimate size one to
Mhm.
go along with one of my customs.
Yep.
And the factory sent it to me, and it was the wrong size. It was way too
Sure.
big. They
Sure.
screwed it up.
Yeah.
And so
Honestly, I was thinking that it probably was something like that. Because when I opened it, my wife, bless her heart, she was like, okay, cool. But I was like, he sent me a bigger one. This is so cool. And I was like, he must have been maybe testing sizes, but it's interesting to know that now. Yeah. So there's a potential these are going up on your site though, at some point, correct?
yeah, I'd say probably in the next 2 weeks.
Sure.
I only have 24 of them, so they're pretty limited.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So any wrestling collectors, Hasbro's are making a big comeback right now. There's several different companies that are making retro style Hasbro style figures. Mattel's has some coming out. Zombie Sailor, Cella, and Rush Collectibles. 4 different companies making these in scale Hasbro-esque style figures. So to have something like this to have in the background, which is a pretty affordable piece from you, I would say, so guys, even if you don't like Minimates, keep an eye on this because it is a pretty cool piece. And if it bothers you that it's just a tiny bit too short, it's super easy just to prop up on something in the background, like the entrance stage probably didn't go all the way to the ground anyways, probably propped up a little bit on something. So I think it's pretty perfect. And again, bravo to you and to the factory for messing up, because what a nice little accident. That's great though. Anything else that you want to kind of toss out for people to keep an eye on or anything like that?
I was just gonna think if there was one other thing I was super excited about from
Sure.
Comic-Con, from all the different toy companies. I don't know if you saw these. It's the 12-inch figures by Mondo based on the X-Men animated series.
I didn't see those. How did I not see those?
Yeah, they've got Wolverine out already, and they
Yeah.
had
Oh, okay. I have seen that one. Yes.
Yes, and then now they're coming out with Magneto, Jubilee, and Gambit.
Oh, a Gambit. I'm gonna need that. That's a
They look
must-have.
amazing. They all have alternate heads. Magneto comes with like 4 alternate heads and magnet effects, and I'm just super pumped for those.
Yeah, that's cool. And since you brought up X-Men, they did have some info go out about the X-Men. I think it's called X-Men 97, the new animated series that's kind of based on the classic one. I am crossing my fingers. We have to get Minimates from that, right? I mean, I'm not asking for inside info. I'm just saying it's a layup. We would have to.
So that would go through the roof. There was actually
yeah,
the last Walgreens wave that never got produced.
it's
was
true. Yeah.
an X-Men animated series. Last I heard, Diamond is still trying to find a way to release those, but it seems like that would be good timing for them.
Right. Exactly. Maybe that's what they're holding on to. That's like something that kind of, I was looking at some of the animation, the artwork and promotional materials for that just last night, and it got me thinking. I was like, man, like I have all of the animated series ones, and those were the ones that I shelled out a ton of money for on the secondary market, but to have some new ones would be very cool. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get that.
I agree.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, I do want to ask, what is, out of the pictures and the images that we saw, what's your personal thing that you're most excited about from Diamond?
Normally it would be a Marvel thing, but like Young Avengers, I'm not super into Young Avengers.
Sure.
So the thing I'm most excited for is that Transformer set with Hot Rod and Ultra Magnets.
I thought that's what you were
Optimus Prime. That's the one. That one's got me so excited, especially coming off the heels of getting that Series 2 set in hand with some of my favorite Transformers in it.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And like I told you, I am going to be hopping on that train very soon. I honestly don't know why I haven't bought any of them already, but I'm gonna have to start. And for me, it's definitely obviously the AEW stuff. It's just that's a dream come true to have wrestling mini mates. So very, very excited. Yeah, it's great. A lot of fun stuff. Thank you for joining me for this special little recap of it. I think people will enjoy this. A lot of people listened to that first episode that you were on. It was my best, most listened to episode, I guess we'll say. So thank you
I'm
for
glad
that.
to be back.
Yeah.
I love it's just sitting here talking about toys. Nothing better.
Nothing better at all. Any last little plugs or anything cool you got coming up that you wanna talk about while you're here?
Our next big thing is going to be that loot crates that goes up for pre-order. I mentioned it last episode. That's the one with, you get a custom figure, a backdrop, a floor, accessories. It's all around a theme. This year's theme is Sentinels. That should go up for pre-order probably at the tail end of August. Very,
very excited for that. I will do my best to post and promote about that as well. So
Sweet.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That's awesome. All right, guys, check them out. Luke's Toy Store. Is it Luke 314 Pi, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's been my handle since 1997 online.
There you go. X-Men 97. There you go.
That's right.
Love it. So yeah, everybody check out Luke, and make sure you're following me as well, JPD Customs, on all social media platforms, and subscribe to the podcast if you can. Helps. So Luke, thank you again, my friend. I'm sure we will talk soon.
Cool, thanks.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, take care. And take it away, Homer J.
And that's the end of that chapter.